Good morning. It's bright and early, plot 16C. The sun is shining, which is lush, because we've got about 10 days of rain coming up. So, and it's quite cool this morning. It's about 13-14 degrees, so it's feeling like winter. Or winter's coming, you know, to quote the old Stark phrase, winter is coming. The acorns are starting to fall off the trees, the leaves are turning slightly, and I'm cool with it, to be fair. I mean, we've had a very wet summer. We've had a fair bit of sunshine around it, which is meant here in the southwest. In Bournemouth, it's been cool, man. The plants have grown really well. You know, I'm happy. I've seen a lot of people on forums, online, and stuff like that, on Facebook, saying they're really struggling this year. But to be fair, it's been pretty good here, so can't complain. Happy days. And I'm all right with autumn and winter coming. It's nice to clear the beds, have a bit of a sort out. The weeds have gone a bit out of control this year. I've been so busy. I'm really going to get on that next year and make it look quite pretty. But it'd be nice just to get all that sorted, to be honest. Keep my compost heaps going. They're for about another month, and then they're going to be covered up. And then hopefully I'll have some lovely compost to spread next year, which would be a lovely thing to feed the soil. I've got a new patch of where my bench was next to my shed on the patio. I've moved to a raised platform at the back of the allotment, and so I've got a nice empty space in front of my shed. I was thinking of a couple of fruit trees, although my apple tree, it got absolutely decimated. It was brand new. My mum bought it for me for my birthday last September, and it got absolutely battered by black fly. So not sure on that. If I did, I'd have to like enviromesh them or something, which would look a bit naff. But anyway, I've got this big sort of space now that I can plant into, so that's quite exciting. I'm also going to start a square foot garden next year, which is a 4x4 square metered bed made out of anything, like a raised bed. I've made a raised bed out of some decking, and you section that off into 16 grids, each of about 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. And you see how much you can plant into each grid, and you see how much diversity you can get into one bed. So I think that's a really cool idea to have a go at. Anyway, September tour coming up. So this is my new seating area. I've got some old pallets onto which I've put the patio slabs that I took off the patio bit by the shed. I took the old table apart, the picnic bench, because it was absolutely knackered and rickety, and I've used some of that at the front here, and I've used the top of the table to make a little table on top of these pallets here that I keep stuff in, so that's quite a handy little thing. I've got a really cool log here for my kettle. Probably going to paint these pallets purple and get a nice bit of colour into the plot, maybe my shed as well. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, really. Nice little... I've actually got an attachment for an umbrella at the end there as well, when I need it. So what you do is you just twist out, and you pull it away, and the big one will come out and the small ones will stay in there and grow on. And that's a perfect multi-sown beetroot. You can get 3 or 4 in a space where you would have one, and leave the others to grow on. Proper happy with that. So there really is a stonking amount of chilies on this plant. It's practically dripping with them, actually, and they are just awesome. I'll be saving seed from this because it's by far the, you know, I never imagined a chili plant could be quite this big or productive. In my fairly limited experience, they're not generally, but this one's obviously got some good genetics. I'm taking all these yellow ones because they're going to be a yellow chili jam to go with the red and the green chili jams. Traffic light jams, I guess you could call them. I'm going to get some labels printed off with my Rusty Roots logo, and I'm going to put them on the pots, and I'm going to sell some. That one's not quite ready yet. I was wondering if I could actually layer all 3 colours into one jar. I mean, that would be pretty hard going, I think, but anyway, what an amazing plant. Just absolutely stunning. Here I have spring onions, which I sowed about 2 months ago. and they've put on loads of growth already. Look at that. I mean, I could harvest them now. They were to go over the winter and harvest in the spring. They should be all right to go through the winter. They won't bolt when it gets cold. They won't get to flower or anything. So, but there is some nice spring onion there already, to be honest. Tempted to pick a couple of the bigger ones and have them in a salad at work tomorrow. Got some more chard here that will hopefully put on a bit of growth and then go over the winter. The leeks are looking great. I sowed them about 4 months ago and planted them out about 2 months ago, I think, roughly, and they're looking really nice. I'll let them go on a bit through the winter and harvest them in probably November, December time, but I'm really happy with them this year. They're looking really, really good. So I'm going to show you how to get free strawberries for the rest of your life. Never buy another strawberry plant or strawberry again. Strawberry plants, come the end of summer, early autumn, will send out what's called a runner. This is a runner. And what will happen is it will put roots out and it will root into the ground and it will produce this on the stem. Now, what you've got to do is cut it either side of the stem. I've actually got two there. And you've got this lovely little plant. How cool is that? You pop it into a pot, overwinter it, best sheltered, like if you can do it in a polytunnel or something like that, and that will grow into a big plant next year, produce its own runners. So as well as producing strawberries, it will produce new plants, and you'll never have to buy a strawberry plant again. How cool is that? So winter radish are doing rather nicely. They look a bit like a turnip and taste like a radish. And they're absolutely delicious. They only really grow in the winter because they'll just bolt in the warmer sort of times of year. Look at woodlouse there, look. And they get really quite big. I reckon these would probably be ready to eat now. They will grow probably quite a lot bigger, but they are delicious. Might just pick one to show you. So there, it kind of looks turnipish, doesn't it? But they've got a lovely heat to them and a kind of flavour all of their own. They're a bit like your summer radishes, but they're kind of earthier. A bit of almost a beetroot about it. Just delicious in a stew, maybe a soup or something like that.